Okay, I don't see any video here. Let's look at something because I do not see anything at all. Okay, I guess I'm live. Am I live? You are live. The internet can totally see. Alright. Wow, sounds good. Let's see. Yeah. I'll be a moment. I got this is the first time I've gone live using my desktop and I can't even see myself, so what's going on? I'm streaming but there's no video. What's going on? Video currently active. Please turn off any outputs. Change video. I don't know. Don't see any video at all. It's not on. I wonder if I have to turn the video on. Man, it's freaking hot. Oh, it's always hot when I have to figure something out. Let's see. Okay, that didn't do anything. Okay, so I can record. Studio mode. There's no video. Why is there no video? Hello, welcome. I'm still trying to figure out how to get this video up. Apparently there's audio, but there's no video. That's odd. This is much easier when I do it on my phone. I have an app for that. Apparently it's not working the same way on here. Let's see, and let's see, watch on view page. Cool.
You need a website. Why not do it yourself?
Where's an app?
Wix, you can create your own professional website. Choose from hundreds.
Skip that. What we got? Okay, so guys can hear me. That's awesome. I still gotta figure out how to get this video working, dude. That makes no sense. Maybe it's separate. Let's see. I don't know. This is kind of frustrating, though. I'll tell you that. I don't like leaving people hanging. Let me Google this real quick. Life is a lesson, right? You just learn as you go. Video up. OBS. For YouTube. How to use OBS. How to live stream. Blah, blah, blah. There's even a video for it. Isn't there like an easier way to learn this? How to stream to... there's a forum. Broadcast settings. Going live. Go to live. Blah, blah, blah. Now it's streaming correctly. Damn it. Let's see. Because there's no way to actually turn the video on before I go live. Unless there's a way to turn it on the computer first before going live, which is weird. So now I just got a black screen. I'm just like basically wasting time here. I'm learning how to do it, but you know, I don't want to keep everybody waiting, you know what I'm saying? So if I can't get it going, I'll just go ahead with the black screen. I mean, you're just gonna be looking at me the whole time anyways. It's not like I'm gonna be doing anything in particular besides drinking my beer. Bit rates. Maybe I'm streaming. No, I mean they can stream 4K without a problem. That's not the issue. So what is the issue? No video. That's the issue. How do you get the video going? Just push a. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and go wing it, you know. I'll figure it out later, but I mean, I actually welcome to Optimistic M, and I normally do not necessarily scripted videos. Let me turn this off. This is an echo in my ear right now. There we go. So normally what I do, I do kind of like I write things down on lists and I'll make a video, so content. I used to do live quite a bit on an app called Roar. It's basically an audio social platform, and it's pretty much disappeared. Actually, it disappeared around, I would say, officially last year, but it started going downhill come 2015. We lost contact with the developers, etc., etc. But you know, to make a long story short, it was a great place. You could go on there, do a live cast if you wanted, pre-recorded cast, and just say what you want, whatever. And one of the programs I had on there was called Beyond Entertainment, which is what I'm doing now. And unfortunately, because the servers went down, you won't be able to find any of that stuff. I was able to salvage some of the content from there, but a lot of it got lost. And you know, it was frustrating at first when I heard about it, and it just sucked because we put a lot of work, and that was the biggest complaint, because the app wasn't perfect. And if you were making a cast, for example, and it would just shut down in the middle of the cast, and it sucked. I really wish I could get this video going, guys. It's a bit frustrating to me. Anyways. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start this off. You guys are welcome to leave a chat in the chat section. I am using YouTube Live on my computer. As I stated before, I do normally, if I go live, I have an app on my phone, and it's much easier, and I can just, the only thing is I don't see chat or anything. It's just, it encodes like straight to YouTube, and then I have to look at it later. But so if you have anything to say, comments or anything like that, feel free. But I want to get this started. And actually, what inspired me today for today's Beyond Entertainment was an episode of Blackish I saw today called Toys Aren't Us. And for the title, I call Image of Us. And I thought it was interesting because, well, for the most part, I don't think there is any episode that isn't interesting. I mean, there's a few filler episodes here and there, but for the most part, Blackish has been one of those TV series that there's always something to talk about because it's in regards to present day life as it's happening. They even had an episode after Trump got elected, and it was just like, you know, and it was a reality. It wasn't like, oh, there were like people that were going for Hillary and people going for Trump, and then it was like people just like, well, they both suck, you know. So there's a lot of truths in the series regarding just politics, life, and of course being a black family. Something I don't normally talk about in regards to race, and I don't really talk about politics all that often, but I felt necessary to talk about this topic being image. And there was actually a article. It was an article on Upworthy regarding, it was talking about Ghost in the Shell. So if you're familiar with the series, the movies, or whatever, there's going to be a live action Ghost in the Shell coming out soon. I think it's this month, actually. Starring Scarlett Johansson, okay? If you know anything about the series at all, the main character, one, she is a cyborg. So it's actually debatable whether a cyborg can actually be a human, one. So that's an issue in itself. Two, she's Asian. Now, yes, we don't know much about the Major. She even has a Japanese name. We don't know much about her in terms of her origins. We just know, like, in fact, the first movie starts off, we just see her, a cyborg kicking ass. Great movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Watch Ghost in the Shell. I mean, it came out in 1995, the original, and there was also a second movie, and then there's a series, standalone complex. There's a second season, and there's even another series. I haven't actually watched the last series, but standalone complex and the two movies are freaking awesome, and watch it. But anyways, I bring this up because, well, for one, they're whitewashing, and it's debatable. Okay, yes, the Major as a character is a cyborg. Yes, we don't know much about her history. That's true. However, and it's probably a rumor, but to my knowledge, and you gotta do your homework on this, you know, look through the various articles and the content about her character. Well, what they did with her character, like the makeup process and everything, some sources stated they tried to make her look more quote-unquote Asian. And that's the main reason I brought this up, because it wouldn't be the first time they've whitewashed characters in the movies. And if you don't know what whitewashing is, it's basically when a movie is remade, for example, for an American audience, normally, and it's not sometimes because I've seen it more often than not, a character, there's an Asian character from a movie that was originally created in, say, Japan. This is, I'll give you a perfect example. Rings, familiar with that? So all the characters are pretty much replaced. The story is kind of similar, different, whatever. I don't know if you've seen the movie, but anyways, the characters are replaced by an all-white cast, basically all white. And I mean, I have nothing against that, you know, or even white people in general. It's just the fact that they were whitewashed. All the characters are whitewashed. And for this particular example of Ghost in the Shell, one character was whitewashed. And I think there's a Japanese guy in the movie. I haven't seen the movie. It's not out yet, obviously. But the fact that the main character, one is or was Asian, was replaced by a white female character. I think that's the biggest issue so far that I've seen, and that that's online right now. It's the big talk. There's a lot of chatter. it's understandable because it's like, well, like any other movie that's been whitewashed, is why? Because, oh, well, Hollywood thinks that they probably won't make as much money if they use an Asian character. But correct me if I'm wrong on this. You're more than welcome to chime in anywhere, but the fact of the matter is that they use somebody, they use Scarlett Johansson. I'm sure she's a great actress. I have no issues with her. I have no issues with that she's white or anything like that. But the fact that they replaced the character's race, and yeah, I know. I actually had an acquaintance on Facebook state that I didn't know cyborgs had a race. And yeah, you're right. They don't. But the point is, many movies, even before this, have had characters been whitewashed. Entire cast, in fact, been whitewashed. Same story, just redone for an American audience. And Hollywood, and all their wisdom, infinite wisdom, say, hey, we're not gonna make as much money off of this. And hey, they could be right. I don't know. But I'm just putting it out there I'm pretty sure that's why they do it. It's not right, and I feel it's unacceptable, but they do it anyways. So the article that I shared in regards to that, I actually had to look for it. Let me see real quick here. Oh, let's see. Where did I put that thing? It's not that far. I mean, I don't go on Facebook all the time, so it's not gonna be that hard to find. Okay, so the article is actually, I'm trying to remember to see what the title is here. It's on Upworthy, and it's actually a video. This heartbreaking new video shows the real effects of whitewashing. Movies aren't real, quote, but they affect real people. I posted something similar on Facebook just to spread awareness. And I'll just read it here, but let's see. On-screen representation or lack thereof has consequences, and when people of color can't see themselves in the media because their stories have been given to white people to tell, it takes its toll in real ways. It goes on to say, it works the same for any marginalized group like LGBTQ. They added a Q? What is that? Anyways, people living with disabilities or people from certain religions. This phenomenon known as whitewashing is illustrated perfectly in a new gut-wrenching video by New York-based comedians Chui Mei and Jess Tom. In the PSA, viewers see why the decision to cast actor Scarlett Johansson, who is white, as the lead in Ghost in the Shell, a film based on a Japanese anime, perfectly exemplifies how whitewashing can be so harmful by putting a face to the people it hurts. Furthermore, see, no matter how you try to lead, why an actor like Johansson should play the lead of a film like Ghost in the Shell, you can't deny the impact it will have on audiences. And there is a video, you guys are free to watch that. I will actually put a link below in the description. I actually put it in the comments right now if you guys like, and I will share that right now. Let's see here, say something. Oh, there we go. It's kind of confusing. It's like, okay, where do I put this now? It says say something. Okay, so I posted the link in the chat area. In order for you to check out the video and the article, and just tell me what you think. Why is it thinking? Okay. So anyway, that was like my first point, because and then I saw this episode on Blackish called Toys Aren't Us. Basically, the episode focuses on image. And so at the beginning of the episode, I forgot, there's some kind of party, a birthday party or something. Anyways, the friend of the family gives their daughter a doll. And it's like a white female, and she gives like the black family a white doll. I can't remember what the name was, but they had some pretty corny names like Sassy Sally, stuff like that. But anyways, and then the husband and the wife are like, yeah, you got a receipt? You got like a return receipt with this? And you know, their friend's like, why? Kind of like she's kind of clueless, like, and just like they had to break it down, like, you know, we understand, you know, we have, you know, we appreciate the gift kind of thing, but you know, and it's just kind of like a joking matter, but it's also kind of serious because the fact of the matter is, I mean, they're of African descent. I mean, and the whole point of the episode, and they even, she went to the toy store later to like return the doll, and they only had like 2 dolls that, you know, they were of African descent, but they were like one of them was a slave and the other was a protester, while like all the white dolls, even the freaking the dolls that had a disabled theme, they were all white. It was like, oh, they're successful, like one's a, you know, a doctor, etc., etc. But it's like the point was like the black dolls were like, they were lesser, you know. They were like, what the hell, you know. And that was like, oh yeah. So the other part of the episode was Dre. He's the husband, right? So he's like, his part of his job is making like different ads and stuff like that for his company. So the first ad he makes, it's like Boxable. It's called Boxable, and I guess the clients, they love the ad. And he had a talk with his wife, you know, about the doll thing, and then he came back, he's like, I'm not doing it. And they're like, oh man, oh, we're gonna start this again. Yeah, it's because he always like talks about like the different things, like, you know, equality and stuff like that. And so he's like, okay, well, the box ad, they're all white. All the models, they're all white. So he changed it up. He came back, and next thing you know, it was like all like light skin models. They were doing the ad, and I guess one of his coworkers had said something. So, you know, he got that beige thing going on. Like, oh, that means you love light skin like people versus like the darker skin counterparts, basically. And these are all real things that I've had to live through, like, you know, growing up. And we've had these chats. And I was talking to my friends about the whole image thing and about like why is the black guy the first to die in horror movies and stuff like that. I mean, the movies are fake, but you gotta realize that. What does that say? What does that say to people? Like, what is the subliminal message behind that? Why does the black guy have to die first in a horror movie? That's a stereotype. Yes, there's a lot of other stereotypes in horror movies, whatever. But what does that say to people when they see that? When that happens? When that stereotype is played over and over and over and over? Is that the norm? Is like, okay, that means what are you trying to say? What is entertainment in Hollywood trying to say? I mean, you have to think about this stuff. It's not. Yeah, it's a movie. Okay, whatever. It may even be a stupid ass movie, but think about it. It has an effect. Movies, music, everything has an effect on people that are watching it. And if you don't think so, you think it's just, oh, it's all fake, then that's the problem. That is part of the problem. That's the being totally clueless, not having the conversation, believing otherwise. And I had to talk to my friend about the Ghost in the Shell, and of course he's white. And he makes his comments, well, I didn't know the cyborg had a race, type of thing. He just said it just like that, like, oh, it's like, it's nothing to me. It's like, okay. I'm thinking about it. I mean, I'm not Asian, but I You know, it is relatable because it's about image. It's about who's being represented. Why was the race of that character replaced? And yes, it is a valid point. It's a cyborg. Okay, it could be anything. It could have been a male. Then we would have had another topic to talk about. Why are we replacing a female character with a male character? That's white. You know, and it goes on and on. Even okay, so it gets even better. I don't know if they've changed this or not, but for the live action Mulan that Disney is working on, so there was a big thing about the love interest of Mulan being a white guy. Okay, I don't know anything about the original story, but I've seen the movie, and there was, as far as I know, there was no white guy that was a love interest of Mulan. And why is that even a thing? Because Mulan was a strong female. And it's like, oh, we got to put a white guy in here. It's just kind of like get the audience to actually watch the movie. That's their thought process, I think. I don't know. And it was a big uproar, but I don't know if they've corrected the issue or not, because that was one of the big things a few months ago that was even on Twitter. Let me drink my beer. And I just came on here to really spread awareness about it, because like I said, I mean, it's hard to really talk to somebody that's kind of clueless or just blind to the fact that, and even in the show Blackish, the character was like, he stated something that's so real, like, back in the day, like, that's the only thing that there ever was. It was a bunch of white commercials, white ads about white people doing that, this and that. There was no relatability. Nowadays it's more diverse, yes, but there's still, and I even recently saw an ad. It was just all like white kids. It was I'm trying to remember what the ad was, but the two moms were sitting in the audience. They were white, of course, and one of the mothers asked the other, like, "Hey, which one's yours?" kind of thing. I don't remember seeing anybody that wasn't white. Let's put it that way. So that's an example. Like, okay, well, image. So that obviously was what you're saying to people is that, okay, this is for white people. I mean, I don't know. I don't even remember what the product was, but that's what you're saying to me. I don't know. I could be wrong, but to not have a diverse cast, model, whatever, it opens up a question. What is this ad for? What are you saying? What is the subliminal message behind this ad? Because I really want to know. What are you saying to Asian people, specifically Japanese, about replacing the Major's character, who allegedly is Japanese in the series, even though she's a cyborg? What are we saying? Are we saying that white is better because that attracts the audience that we feel will pay the movie off? Is that what we're saying? I don't know. I'm just asking a question. I am just a concerned citizen. I don't know. I think it's worth asking. It's a valid question. There are a lot of valid questions, actually. Lots. That's something I wanted to share with you guys. My thoughts. Like I said, I don't normally even talk about this sort of thing, but I want to let everybody know that it is important to me that these sorts of things get discussed, that awareness is brought to them, so more people that aren't minority or aren't whatever, that's not white, well, people that are it came out wrong. Live. No, so people that are non-minority know, what it is, how it is, what it feels like to basically not be represented in society. That's what it is exactly. It's either poor representation or non-representation. And the same could go either way. I've seen movies, shows, or whatever. Blackish is actually quite balanced. Now I've seen the other opposite of the spectrum where it's a fairly mostly 99% black cast or whatever. That you may only see like one white guy or something in the show or in a movie. And I was like, well, that's not fair either. It doesn't, well, because here's the thing. It doesn't represent me because that's not how I grew up. I grew up in a fairly diverse upbringing. Yes, when I grew up in Chicago, it was mostly, and actually, in fact, we didn't really hang out with families so much. It was so when I went to preschool, for example, I was exposed to all sorts of races because we had to commute to my preschool and commute to school in general. So I was exposed to all of those types of people. So my upbringing, my diversity in I can't talk today. Oh jeez, my diversity started early in life, and I appreciate that. I really do. I can't say that for everybody, and that's why I bring this movie up, because I didn't grow up that way. I didn't grow up with most of the people being black. In fact, when I moved to my new hometown, most of the people I knew were white. So I made a lot of white friends. And in particular, Irish, Polish, that sort of thing. Because everyone's different. Everyone is different. So that was my upbringing. And I'm very appreciative of it, but you know what? That's not everybody grows up that way. It's understandable, and that's why they make those type of movies. But still, I feel it's at the opposite end of the spectrum. I feel there's a lack of representation for people that aren't the majority in that situation. I mean, life, has a way, and unless you live in an area where there's a predominant amount of people that are the same race or whatever, then you're gonna have that. I mean, you can't get away from that. That's part of somebody's life. But so yeah, it goes both ways. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. And if you have any comments or anything like that, just feel free to share, because what is this? No, that's my comment. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's on YouTube. There's a message and there's a comment. Anyway, looking at my stuff. But yeah, that's how I feel. I feel that, and it's gotten better. I'm not gonna lie. It's gotten better. Shows like Blackish and even Fresh Off the Boat, which is is an Asian family. Taiwanese to be exact. So they represent more of like the Asian counterpart. Blackish is like the more of the black counterpart of American society. And I love both of those shows. They both show a different perspective of how two minority families grow up, or they live their lives in a society that's mostly white. So I mean, it's something to learn, and this isn't. I got to bring this up because when it comes to image and media, it's also equally important because, like I said, non-representation and poor representation is just the same. So if a movie comes out in, say, India, and it's a poor or non-representation of a certain minority group, then what are the people? What is the message to the people that are actually watching that? And what if that poor non-representation of the minority is the person that's watching? I mean, what is that? I mean, I had to bring that up. But anyways, leave a comment if you've liked. Not so much what you see on this one because I couldn't get the video to work. But if you like what you hear, please like and subscribe. And definitely, if you think somebody else could benefit from this or think it would be interesting to somebody else, please share. And definitely stay tuned in the next video. This was more of a random thing. This is my live stuff is normally not scheduled. It's just like I do it. I go live, and it's random, and make it happen. Sometimes you just gotta push the record button and go. And being that I'm 2 weeks behind on my video content, I felt it was well warranted. Because I know I have some subscribers and followers that watch, that care. And if you care, please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you're interested. If not, no biggie. But there will be more content coming soon. So I want to thank you. Thank you for coming. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the video to work. I'm going to have to experiment later on that and get some video or go back to using my phone. And until next time, by the way, I'm hosting the show, and thanks for coming to the Optimistic M and watching or listening more so to my episode of Beyond Entertainment. Have a good weekend and be safe, of course. And thanks for watching as always. Thanks for your support, and I will see you next time. Cheers. Okay, how do you turn this off? I think I just stop. That's how you do it. I think I got it. Maybe, maybe not. No, I think I'm still alive. Holy cow. Nope, I didn't get it. I can still hear myself. One second, I got it. And stop.